let's talk about Top Gun.
Okay.
Top Gun is a sequel to the movie that came out in 1986 and was the top grossing movie of that year. It starred Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards was in that thing. It was directed by the late, great Tony Scott, produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Y'all like how I just knew all that off the top?
That's what you do, though.
Off the Top Gun.
Oh.
Top Gun made over $170 million at the domestic box office in 1986-87 money. Huge hit. Tom Cruise was in the stratosphere at this point. Tom Cruise is in the stratosphere. No other fighter pilot movie has come close to the success of Top Gun. Remember that movie Firebirds? Remember the movie Stealth? You remember the movie Iron Eagle? These movies pale in comparison to the popularity of Top Gun. You had the classic 80s, oh, into the danger zone, bound down, oh, into the danger zone, if you haven't seen Top Gun, I don't think you've seen Top Gun, right? You came in fresh.
No, I've seen it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I was
you just don't
messing with
remember it.
No, I was messing with you.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, you remembered it?
I remember it
Oh shit!
because I've seen it. I've seen it a few times.
Why
It was
you
one
ain't
of those.
clear up the joke, man? I thought you really didn't know nothing about Top Gun.
I thought I did
Oh, you
because yesterday
clear
I
that
was
joke.
like,
So seeing Iceman meant something to you.
it did mean something.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
This whole time I thought you was
Oh
going
no,
in.
everything meant something to
Oh,
me
hell
for sure.
yeah.
Everything they was talking about.
You
I was like,
remember Goose?
yeah, I remember Goose. I remember
Why you
their
ain't say
relationship.
nothing?
I thought that. All right, so yesterday I
I'm
was
so
like,
tired
damn.
of hearing I thought, but keep going.
I was like, yesterday I was like, damn. Should I have seen the first Top Gun to understand?
She
this?
said that.
But you know what it was? I was really just thinking of B. Lou when I said that. Like
Yeah.
that was my like little callback to B. Lou not seeing WandaVision. And I
This
was-
whole time.
But I've definitely seen Top Gun.
Okay.
It's pretty much any movie from that era.
Yeah. You saw?
I've seen it probably
Okay.
5 times, the least.
Yeah, Iceman was Val Kilmer. Yeah. So, cut to 30-something years later, Top Gun sequel called Maverick. This movie's been getting pushed back because of the pandemic. So they've been just sitting on this movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Remember we saw a trailer a long time ago for Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so they've been pushing it back. Now, Top Gun is back. Rave reviews from critics, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I looked, which was the other day. Rave reviews. It broke box office records for Memorial Day. It made over $150 million domestically. So it's a hit. It's gonna surpass what the original made. Even if you adjust for inflation, it's probably gonna pass it. And this is another example of a sequel from an 80s property that is well constructed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other one was Creed, which I feel like they did a phenomenal job with. And it just goes to show you if you do it right, it could be a genius move to let time pass, let the characters really get older in real time, and the stories can feel more homegrown and more organic. So Top Gun Maverick is about, Pete Mitchell, played by Tom Cruise. He's still about that flight life. He's still working on planes. He's still testing new jets and new fighter jets. So he's still very much involved. He's a captain. He's not even worried about progressing in the military. Like, he doesn't even want to level up. Mind you, in this review, I'm doing spoilers.
Oh,
Should I do spoilers?
absolutely not. It just came out.
It did just come out.
It
But people be
literally-
wanting the spoiler review.
I know, but damn, it sucks. I feel like you got to come back for that. Maybe right now do a regular one.
I'll do a regular one. And then when I come back, go in. But I
Yeah.
feel like when I come back and go in, it just don't hit the same as
All right, how
No,
about
Jamie Foxx wasn't in Top Gun.
how about this? We're gonna do the first half, no spoilers, and then spoiler alert
For the second half?
for the
That way
second
it's
half.
done. All right. So what the movie is about, Pete Mitchell, aka Maverick, is still out here. He's doing tests on new fighter jets and new planes and stuff like that. So he's still got a love of the game. Still got a love of the game. He's still doing it. He's pure fighter pilot. So you all know, if you saw Top Gun 1, you know that he lost his best friend Goose. And Goose had a family. He had a wife and kid and all that. So the story is pretty much about the military. You know, Pete messes up one more time, so the military wants to kick him out, but also the military wants to bring him in to teach these top list pilots. They want to bring him in to teach the best of the best how to navigate a certain mission to where they have to, blow up this uranium plant, if you will. So they want to bring him in to teach these hot, young, cream of the crop pilots. So they're going to get one of the best to teach this new crop. That's essentially what the story is about. But within that group of young pilots is the son of Goose, who has beef with Pete Mitchell because he feel like, he held him back in his career. So now they have this beef, and so now it's just like, I got to come in and teach this new crop, but he hates me. And, he's looked at as one of the potential team leaders of the new crop. And so it's just like, how do I navigate me teaching them what they need for this mission and also getting past this beef that he has with me? So that's the core of the storyline. And so we got to see how Pete navigates through fixing this fractured relationship he has with his best friend's son, and also getting them prepared for this real and important mission. So that's pretty much the storyline of Top Gun Maverick. Now, the movie is well done. The fighting and flying sequences are just amazing. I recommend watching this movie in the top-notch theater. Like you go to the theater with the good sound. If you got an IMAX, Prime, whatever you got to do to get the premium movie-going experience, And Tom Cruise's ex-wife is going to be there before the movie comes on and talking about how good the movie theater is, and because when you're here, they are. That's Tom Cruise's ex-wife, Nicole Kidman, talking about how good the movie theater experience is. So make sure you go to a Prime theater. The aerial footage and the aerial battles and the aerial sequences are very exciting. Like, I found myself, my fists were balled up. My booty cheeks was clenched. It was like edge of your seat, excitement. The way they shot it, everything looks real. Did you ever?
Yeah, I feel like, because I was looking the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this is real. Knowing Tom Cruise, I feel like every
Tom
single
Cruise,
scene
yeah.
with Tom Cruise is 100% real.
There was a scene, remember that scene where he took off from the aircraft carrier?
Yep.
And I was like,
You said it out loud.
how did they get this shot? That looked real as shit.
You said it out loud.
With Tom Cruise in the cockpit.
We was chatty yesterday because
Yeah,
there's so
we
much
were.
that we were just like,
talking.
we were like, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Cringe.
Man.
No, there's a lot of cringe
It's
moments.
corn syrup.
Oh
it's,
my
It's a lot of
God.
corny moments in here. But they work because the first Top Gun was corny. So they just like, we're going to keep the same magic and just add on to the story. We're going to build on the original story organically with the characters, and you cared about what was going on. So at the core of it, you cared about Pete. You cared about him trying to mend the relationship with Rooster, who's the son of Goose.
Mhm.
And you cared about that. And so seeing this new group of young pilots, their different personalities and stuff like that, you was like, yo, there was a character in there who was a jerk asshole, but he was one of the best of the best. His name was Hangman, smirky, but he was dope. He was an interesting character. He was more interesting than Rooster. As
Yeah.
far as like energy, like, just, oh, here he comes. And just he was just like really just picking his stuff and being an asshole and like being a selfish pilot. But that was just an interesting character because he was layered as well. And so I was just like, oh, that's pretty dope. So they did a good job at character development. And I like the diversity I saw within the military here.
I do want to say,
Yes.
because there's even people in the comments, and me myself included. I also was excited about seeing Jay Ellis in the movie,
Yeah.
but he's not. Just if you're going for Jay Ellis, just know that he's not in it like like you expect. I was hoping
they didn't give him a lot to chew on.
Yeah, I was hoping it was a bigger role. He barely said anything. He was more of like reactionary. Like he would have reactions to things that were happening around.
Right.
And then it was just like that's the only time the camera really panned to him.
I feel like low key they gave that other black guy a little bit more shine because they gave him a particular moment that was pretty exciting. The other black dude.
The
Not
one
the
that I
guy
said
I
that
know.
ages. The one that I said that man, he's a good looking old man.
No. The other young pilot that was black.
Oh yeah.
He had like a moment in there where it was just like, whoa, we wasn't sure, you know what I mean? So, but I love the diversity because the military, that's the face of the military. It's a lot of black and brown people in the military in real life. So I like that it reflected that in the movie. So I thought it was dope. And Tom Cruise is just, he's a movie star, man. Like that dude is just, there's a reason why Tom Cruise is one of the biggest movie stars that have ever existed in the history of film. It's just, he's magnetic. He's just, he be smiling and you find yourself smiling at him. You be like, wait, why am I smiling too, man? You snap out of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Tom Cruise, man. Because I've been watching Tom Cruise since I was a kid. And so now it's just like, and now even when you see Tom Cruise, he's not weathered, he's not old looking, he's still out here robust. And it's just like, man, Tom Cruise. So you find yourself rooting for him. And Tom is, I call him the white Jackie Chan. He's gonna go the extra mile in these movies that he does. He's doing his own stunts, he's producing, he's very hands-on. And I respect it at the end of the day. Like, he's very passionate about bringing you top-notch entertainment when he's doing movies like this. And at the end of the day, I got to respect that. It's like, yo, he be going the extra mile to give us top. And I feel like he really cares that we really enjoy the movie. Like, and so.
Yep, it's true.
You feel it.
And I feel like he also, I wonder if like nowadays, right?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is digitalized and stuff in movies. I wonder if people enjoy working with Tom because it's less money on the editing because he does his own stuff.
Right.
It's like, all right, we already have the planes here.
Right.
If we have to also edit him
right,
like flying it, that's another however much money.
Right.
But if he's just flying it.
But he be stressing them out because of the liability of him actually putting himself on the line. Because if something happens to him, the movie is scrapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's literally the star of the whole shit. So it's just like he be stressing out the producers with his insistence on doing as many stunts as he can himself. So, but from a movie going standpoint, entertainment value, it's just like, man, this dude really out here doing this. So, Val Kilmer returns. It's good to see him again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Val Kilmer was in this thing as Iceman. I just feel like the movie was well done. It was a great summer flick. It was just pure entertainment. You didn't have to overthink nothing. Like, I went in there fully understanding every element of the story. It was corny, it was cheesy, it was emotional, it was exciting. It just gave me that old school, like, going to the movies vibe. The movie didn't leave the ending up to us to interpret.
Yes.
It didn't have to go super dark. It didn't have to do all of this. It wasn't scared to be cheesy or sappy or like, so it was a good return to form of like the movies of old. When I left the movie theater feeling good and feeling complete and feeling like I got entertained. So with that being said, y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Top Gun Maverick. Well, here it is. Oh yeah. I'm giving Top Gun Maverick 4.5 saxophones out of 5. 4.5. With a strong, robust 4.5 too. With the, what you giving it?
I'd give it. I want to say 4, but I want to give it 4 because of I really cringed.
Oh, the cringy.
The cringy. It killed me. Remember that one scene that we couldn't help but laugh when Shorty was leaned up, posed?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
ma'am, please, relax.
That alone will lose you half a saxophone.
That's why I'm like, damn, I'm going to keep it at 4 because it's cringy. But the movie itself definitely gives you that old school, like, watching a movie in the 90s energy. Where it was like an adventure.
Yeah.
And it's like you really like felt everything. It keeps you engaged. It doesn't confuse you ever. There's
no no confusion.
The only confusing thing is like I don't know how to fly a plane, so of course.
Yeah. The only thing is like how did they do this in real life? Like, how do they keep track going that fast, going upside down? The aerial footage alone is 2 saxophones by itself.
Yeah.
The aerial footage is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So even just from that standpoint, it's just, but man, movies, enough with the person leaning on the car with their legs crossed on the lean.
Oh, you already
Let's
know.
just do away with that shot.
Hand in the pocket.
Oh, my God.
Leather jacket. Because she had all of that. She was killing it.
The corn syrup.
And then with the...
of that moment.
I hated it.
It was mad corny. Now, if they were to address the corniness of that moment, in the moment,
oh, man. If Tom Cruise is like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're like, what? Really? You just going to lean on the car? I want it to be corny.
How long you been leaning on that car? How long you been standing there?
That right there was mad. It was mozzarella cheese, Monterey Jack.
Bro.
Pure cheddar. Sharp, mild.
We literally couldn't help
medium.
but laugh out loud. We busted out laughing like.
I did notice one thing too. First of all, okay, I'm going to go into spoiler territory here.
Boom.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert right here. Spoiler alert. Look out. Close your ears. Put me on mute if you don't want nothing spoiled.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert once again. Spoiler alert. Last time I'm telling you.
Don't be like, no, don't spoil it.
Mute me right now.
Don't spoil it.
The fact that they incorporated Val Kilmer in there as Iceman, you may or may not know that, Val Kilmer had to have surgery on his throat because of cancer in real life. So they incorporated that into the story, and I feel like they did it in a really, really dope and like emotionally powerful way, at least for me, because this alone gives it a half a saxophone. The fact that he could only communicate via text, it really touched my heart. It was sad because of the vocal issues, but I'm a texter, man. And it just, they were having text messages, conversations, and I was just like, oh, yes, he was. And Iceman was texting back fast as shit.
Yeah, we were like, damn.
He was texting back fast as hell. And then even when they met up with one another face to face, he was still typing. And I was just like, this is me. And then when he talked, it was emotional because I know that, Val Kilmer's dealing with that for real. But it was just dope to see and beautifully done. And it was just like a touching moment. And it was just like, man, this is really dope. And yeah, man. And it was funny too. They have a little love scene in this movie. Love scenes are always corny to me unless they straight banging each other out. But if they slow motion the love scene, corny. So they had this little love scene with Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly. And shout out to Jennifer Connelly, by the way.
Oh, she looked great.
Yeah, she looks great. And like her career is just super dope to me. It was like they wanted her to be this bombshell back when she was young. And then she grew into this, actress that was more than just eye candy. And it was like, you could feel cinema and like the filmmakers taking her more seriously. And I just think that's dope. But anyway, they had their little love scene or whatever, and then they just started talking like after the love scene, and it felt very grown folky. Like you can tell, like, when you get to a certain age, you just want some good ass company. Yeah, y'all gonna smash, but that's secondary. Like we just having a good conversation. We laughing, but we also talking about what's real, and you can just tell they cared about each other's lives in that moment. It was like, well, this, that, and the third, and then why do you feel that way? Like, why did you pull his papers to where you took 4 years off of Rooster's career? She asked him, like, why did you do that? And then he was just like, well, I was either gonna betray the promise that I gave to his mom, who also passed away, or I betray him and throw her under the bus. And I was like, oh, God damn. That's a good reason. That was a tough decision, but a good reason for it. And I was just like,
I saw you felt that. You felt that.
I was just like, well, damn, yeah, I felt that. So Tom Cruise's character took upon himself to. I would rather him resent me than him resent his mother who passed away. And I was like, that's super honorable. And that's something I would do. I was like, I would rather take the heat than him looking at his mom who passed away with resentment. And I was just like, this.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, that makes sense.
And then that scene, even after that, when he left, I was like, this is funny. It was good. Yeah. When he bounced out the window, I was like, his daughter was just right. I like that they stared at each other for a minute and there was just silence. Yeah. That's like my kind of stuff right there. I'm like, this is perfect. Because that was real life. I would just be staring like.
Yeah. I will say this too. They didn't give Miles Teller enough personality in this movie. They just made him mad at Pete. They show a little bit of personality when he's introduced because they having fun at the bar, but he was just mad throughout the middle most of the movie, and then once he finally was able to work past that, then we can kind of see some fun back and forth between him and Pete. And so most of the movie he didn't really get to convey like different sides to his personality, like Hangman, the asshole, was able to convey. Yeah. And so it made the asshole character a little bit more interesting than the second lead, which was Miles Teller. So,
Yo, and John Hamm was in this movie.
John Hamm.
I love John Hamm.
John Hamm delivered as the tight ass.
Yeah, he definitely, I was just like, I hate this character, but I love this man.
I believed him.
Yeah, I believed him.
Mm-hmm. And he was fair.
He was.
He was fair.
I do like, because he did have, like, in the end of it all, he changed. Yeah. There was, like, development, because at first he was like, hey, man, casualties happen. And then in the end, he's like, we're bringing them home. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I like this. Like, it made you like, all right, he's human.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, in the beginning, it was all military work, like, and then he just became just a regular person. Right. And I was just like, I like this development. It was good character development on his end. Yeah. Because at first, you hate him.
Yeah.
There's a point where you just, like, hate him.
Right. You're just like, bruh, chill. And Ed Harris's character, Ed Harris is also in this, who's an actor I love Ed Harris.
Yeah, he'd be delivering too.
Oh man, Ed Harris looked like serious business at all times.
At all times.
You don't fuck with this man. At all times. Ed Harris is in it, and even his character, with the little bit of screen time he has, he was able to show like different sides. Like, yo, man, I'm ready to can you right now, Pete Mitchell. But you know what? You got orders elsewhere, He respected him, but at the same time, he's like, I don't know how you got orders elsewhere, and that's what gets the ball in motion. Man, Top Gun is a good time. It's summertime, y'all. Yeah. It's time to go have fun at the movies, and Top Gun is absolutely that. So go see it. I fully recommend it. The spoiler alert is off. And I fully recommend Top Gun. It's a great way to start your summer off. Great Memorial Day movie. And so it's entertainment. Leave your brain at home and just go in there, take in the cheese, take in the emotions, take in the nostalgia, and take in the excitement. It was exciting. It was a good time. I felt like a kid again.
Can I just say my favorite Ed Harris movie is Milk Money?
Really?
He was a good time in that movie.
I never saw Milk Money with not Michelle. Damn old girl. Don't. It's right here. She was married to Antonio. Don't look. Don't even cue it up. We gonna figure this out because I refuse to look. Milk Money with
it's not Michelle Pfeiffer.
Griffith.
Oh, Melanie Griffith.
Melanie Griffith.
Isn't it Melanie Griffin? No, it's Griffith.
It's Griffith.
It is Griffith. Griffin is a.
I never saw
bird.
Milk Money.
I've watched it a few times.
Yeah.
I like because when you said like he's serious business.
Yeah.
Him and Milk Money popped in my head, and I was like, actually,
was he serious in that?
No, he's a good time. He's like laughing and like,
really,
yeah.
I gotta see this.
Yeah.
I like Ed Harris a lot.
I like, that movie.
Melanie Griffith was adorable.
She's the cutest.
Even though they tried to give her a lot of sexy roles,
oh man,
she was still just like,
oh,
like a little head tilt.
Oh,
because it was the way she talked that made her, they gave, where's she at, man? I feel like I ain't seen her in mad long.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Let's
But
get the hell up out of here.
I think Milk Money should be a
movie night
because it's another good. It's like a. Do you know the premise?
I forgot what it was.
It's a kid. It's like he feels bad for his dad because his dad's lonely, so he like ends up buying a prostitute for his dad.
Oh shit!
And Ed Harris is the dad.
Yeah.
And Melanie Griffith is the prostitute.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Does she feel like a prostitute?
She does.
Okay. Because Pretty Woman.
It's just,
Julia Roberts did not feel like a prostitute.
You know what it is? Her voice. Because you know how her voice is kind of like, it's kind of like low and like kind of like seductive.
Right.
And so she's talking like that. And Ed Harris's like uncomfortableness also gives it like, damn, this is real.
Okay.
So like, but I was also young when I watched it.
Yeah.
Everybody felt like a prostitute.
Milk Money. Because as good as Pretty Woman is, I never for 1 second felt like Julia Roberts was in the streets.
No, yeah.
I never felt that.
I'm like, oh, look at this adorable little baby.
Richard Gere pulled up the first night of her job. That's what it felt like. She didn't even get started yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need for the prostitutes to feel like they got a resume.
Yeah.
So Milk Money, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I made around 17, 19 million at the box office. Maybe somewhere in the teens.
Let me see.
It didn't do nothing crazy. It's between 10 and 20 million at the box office. Domestic. Because a lot of people, whenever they fact check me, they always go worldwide.
Domestic.
What did it say?
18.
God damn. Why do I know this?
You're Rain Man.
God damn, man.
With this stuff.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for welcoming us back to Verbal Cardio. We are back. I'm sorry I missed 2 episodes, but my voice is raggedy. Please tell your friends about Verbal Cardio. Share it with your friends.
Yes, please.
Let me know. Also, let me know which parts of the episode y'all want me to clip and post. Let me know real quick, like right now, as I wrap this up. Don't forget, I want to know your favorite Tom Cruise movie. I want to know your favorite Ed Harris movie. I want to know your favorite Val Kilmer movie, all in the comment section below. Also, if you saw Top Gun, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts. We do this every Wednesday, so pull up. We're on all platforms. And, if you just watching the movie review, tune in to Verbal Cardio. It's a great podcast, man. We having a good time. Anyway, we out.